Hey, how you guys doing? Hey, how you guys doing? Welcome to Mateo Makes, and I'm Christian. That was terrible. Terrible. Hey, how you guys doing? I'm Christian. Welcome to Mateo Makes. I'm usually at a different angle. The camera that I'm usually shooting on is over in the corner. I have it doing a time lapse. I got the new welding gun for my MIG welder. And I stopped at Lowe's today, and I got some MIG. I got some tips. I got some my tips, some 030 tips. I had to go to Tractor Supply. I got a big wheel of 030 wire, flux core wire. I really would love to weld with gas in here, but everywhere that I've called wants to charge me like $200 for a bottle. And I don't know about you, but I don't have $200 lying around just for a bottle of gas. I mean, I know it would get used, but I use this at work, but I use it with gas. If I get gas, I can just run it with this. It's no biggie. So this is what the wire looks like. If I could show you without unraveling the entire thing. So this is what the wire looks like. This is Hobart. Your size will be here 030. It'll say gasless flux core wire. It'll say flux core. I'll have that little symbol there. And then you want to make sure that your welding tips match your wire. Now the welder, the gun, and the lead will have, it's called a sleeve, and the sleeve usually fits a couple different sizes. This is within its parameters, and I made sure that my tips, my welding tips, these will just go on the end. The wire will just shoot out of it. I won't show you how to set it up. If you have questions or are curious about how to set up a welder, just Google it. I'm sure somebody has a really good tutorial on YouTube on how to set one of these up for flux core. I haven't used this thing in years, so this should be fun. I'm not going to film it just for time's sake. And what else do I have? I have thick welding gloves. These are ones I have from work. I have my welding helmet. This is the helmet that came with the welder. I've had this thing for years. I love it. I never want to get a different helmet. This one's comfortable. And then you can see my MIG welder here. It's just a little 110 MIG welder. Model number, if you're curious, is SP-135T. I don't think that they make this one anymore. I think it's replaced by some other model number, and you can see inside. They usually give you a chart, and it'll tell you what, they'll ask you what thickness and what you're running, the different procedures and how to set the machine up. It's really easy. These diagrams here for the wire tensioner, it's super easy. My spool fit right in there. I wanted to get a big spool. You can get a little spool if you're not sure what you're doing, or if you're not looking to weld a lot. I'm looking to weld a lot, so I'm going to get a big spool. This is my tensioner, so it'll come off the reel and go through here and come out through my gun. And I'll show you my gun here in a minute. Now I can run gas and I can run gasless. Gasless is flux core, like I said before. I can also run gas, but my regulator, the gauges are broken. So I need new gauges before I go and use that. And that's, what was it? It was like $80 for a new regulator. I don't need a new regulator, I just need new gauges. So I have to find the right store that sells just the gauges. I'm sure somebody out there will tell me otherwise, that I just need to get a new regulator. You can't get the gauges. But I will tell you that they unscrew. They do. On the back here, this is where your gas would come in. This is just the circuit breaker or fuse for it. And it's nice to blow these things out once in a while. This thing has not been cleaned. This is my new MW is the company that it came from. Master Weld Products. I got this thing on Amazon for $91. You can see it comes with a manual. It'll come with a couple of terminal pieces, which I need for this welder. This looks like it has a setup for a wire feed machine. That's what this connector's for. And then this part will go into your welding machine, and then that's where the wire will go. This one's really cheap one. It feels really cheap. You'll know you'll get a good welding gun when this does not feel flimsy and cheap. It'll probably be a bigger handle, a better cup. This is called the cup. Unscrew it here. This is called your welding cup. It helps focus the gas out if you're using gas. I'm not using gas, so I could put a different tip on here, but I don't have one. This is what we're going to use. And then this is the welding tip that I'm going to replace. I got that's what I got the other tips for. So yeah, what are we welding today? Well, today we are going to weld. We're going to be welding all the holes throughout the floor. I have a flat disc, and I have a grinder and a wire brush, and I'm just going to try and fill as many holes as I can today before the sun goes down. You're only going to run into 4 holes per row, because the other, well, I don't know about any other school buses, but I know the school buses here in America, the school buses here in America have like a ledge that runs along both sides, and then half the seat sits on that. So you'll only have the 2 bolt holes that go down through the floor, like where the aisle was, and then any other holes that I see. I didn't get any plate steel for the holes, the 2 holes that I found by the wheel wells. I'll get that somewhere. Everything that we have at work is really heavy gauge, like 3/4 inch or 1/4 inch or 2 inch. We don't have anything light enough, like 18 gauge or 20 gauge, stuff like that. We don't have any of that. So I'm just gonna, and the stuff that I pulled out of the ceiling and the stuff that I pulled off on the side where you can't see because you're attached to a window, that stuff is too light. I really don't want to weld to it because it's tin, and I'm going to have to turn the heat up a decent amount to get any kind of penetration on this floor. Now this is a galvanized floor, but everywhere there's a hole, it's rusted. So that means that the galvanization came up. But you still want to be extremely careful. The bonus to running gasless, we're just going to call it flux core. The benefit of running flux core is I can have a fan in here. I have a couple of windows open. I don't want to open them all because I'm going to open the back door, and I want all the, I have a fan right here in the front, and I'll have all the gas or all the fumes and everything just chugging out the back. And that'll help me not getting sick. You don't want to weld, you want to try and stay away from galvanized or galvanneal. Galvanneal, from my understanding, is like a zinc plating when they cast the metal. Galvanizing is just a coating that they put on the metal. I think, I'm not really sure, I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong. Somebody, comment down below if I am wrong, but I think that's how it works. So I'm gonna set this machine up. I'm gonna weld a couple of them, and then I'm gonna take a short break. I'll probably talk to you guys again, and then wrap it up, because I'm also doing a time lapse. So I want to get the welder set up before the sun goes down, because I can just turn on lights in here. I do want to give a shout out to Bus Life NZ on YouTube. He's from New Zealand. I want to give a shout out to him. Go look him up on his channel. I also suggest go look up Dan from Tiny House Customs. He has a channel. You can also look up Tiny Nest. They have a channel. I think they're from Canada. I watch them a lot. I like watching their videos. There's also somebody else I watch, but I should have wrote it down because I don't remember it. So let's get started.